Hello everyone, I'm Paolo Dellingbletto, the editor of Computer Dealer News, here at Tech Data's headquarters in Mississauga, Ontario, to speak to Ken Lamanick, the Distributors Americas chief, to get a sense of what the channel business will be like this year.
But certainly the economic environment is challenging across the board for all segments of the industry. So there's no question some areas are feeling it more than others. If you looked at it from a vertical segment, you'll see that segments like healthcare continue to do well. They seem to be somewhat recession-proof. Government sector on the federal side seems to have gone pretty well. I think we're seeing same type of thing here in Canada as well as in the U.S., but that's still a pretty good market these days. If you're in the financial verticals, the industrial verticals, they're certainly more challenged than we've seen in recent times, and that looks like that'll continue for certainly the next 3 to 4 quarters. On the product side of the house, things that we're seeing that are going well is virtualization continues to go very strong, has some good runway ahead of it. Areas like security, storage, doing very, very well. And then, of course, you've got areas that are a little bit more depressed. Certainly, areas in the high-end server side of the market have certainly been sluggish. Blades are doing well. And then, of course, the peripheral categories and so forth overall are somewhat depressed, but certainly a challenging time for the economy and for the industry that we represent. But we still remain very, very optimistic and bullish that we're going through a difficult time now across the board, but no question in our mind, when you look at the long haul, the dynamics, the factors in the industry look very, very positive for the outlook going forward. We've got as much credit that we're issuing to the channel as we had a year ago. So we've been monitored very closely. We're a little more diligent than we might have been in the past, but access to credit at this point in time has not been an issue, and we're continuing to watch that very, very closely. It's a frequently asked question by all of our vendor partners, making sure that there's enough credit out there for our customers, and today there certainly is.
While channel business in the U.S. is still a challenge, it's a slightly different story up here in Canada. Rick Reed, Tech Data Canada's president, expressed his views about the issues facing Canadian resellers in a tough economy.
I would tell you that I always find that in the U.S. they go into these slight depressions earlier and deeper. We go into them a little bit later and not quite as deep. And I would say that we are at the stage now of going into it, but it's not as deep yet as it will be. No, I would say that Tech Data, not unlike any of our other distributors, have always managed credit very well. We're not managing it any differently today than we have in the past. I would say that most of the resellers would tell you that we do manage it tightly. I believe that the issue is to come with the resellers, though. I think there are many resellers who don't do a good job managing their credit with their customers, and they have a job in hand to start being a little more prudent with that. I think the first issues will come when some of their long-established customers are starting to pay them a little slower, and then they in turn start to pay us a little slower, which we'll become very impatient with.
The channel is still ripe with opportunities for those players with the right strategies and right technology focus. What is critical is for them to manage their business efficiently and capitalize on cost-saving technologies such as virtualization, storage, security, and networking. I'm Paolo Dellingbletto for CDN Computer Dealer News.